The 5 of everything method makes it so fast and easy to streamline your wardrobe. This way, you know everything fits. These are your favorite items for the current season. So I am going to walk you through the process of getting that set up and how it can help you to declutter your clothing without regret and without having to do everything at once. So if you've heard of Project 333 by Courtney Carver, this is a way to achieve similar results, but for me, it was easier to do because it took a lot less brain power because it's 5 of everything. So what I mean by that is you can have up to 5 shirts, shorts, long pants. You can even break it down further. 5 pairs of jeans, 5 pairs of leggings. You can do the same with dresses, and that's what I do because I like wearing dresses so much that 5 is not enough for me. So I did 5 casual and 5 a little bit dressier. And it's still a limit though because it's still just 5. And I don't put formal wear in my wardrobe because I don't wear that every week. So I keep these items separate. So when creating the 5 of everything wardrobe for the season, I have a separate location in my closet or wherever you keep your clothing. So if you're keeping it in a dresser, you would put these items in a different dresser or half of the dresser kind of thing, so that is the place that you look first when you're choosing an outfit for your everyday life. You know these are things that look good on you and you are pretty comfortable in, or they fit your work attire and uniform. And so then on the rare occasions when maybe you're going out and you need something dressier, those are in a different place, but you still know where to look, but they're not in your way from day to day. Also, I am not trying to like bash Project 333. Obviously it works for tons of people and is amazing, and it actually inspired me to start the 5 of everything method because I did try it and I did want those similar results of it being so easy to get dressed every day and love my outfits, even if they're very simple, and to start using and wearing my favorites and not have them getting lost in all of the rest. So one helpful thing about doing it this way is that you're choosing your 5 favorites in each category. And so when I did that, I also kind of ended up choosing my 5 least favorite. You know, you're kind of rating them in your brain. And so I was like, oh yeah, I really don't like this one. So I would go ahead and get rid of it. And you can do that too while you're going through this process, but you also don't have to. You don't have to get rid of anything if you don't want to. You can do that later. And especially once you have seen how this method works and how many clothes and outfits you still have from just these few items, then it really helps make it easier to let go of other items that you don't love and aren't using. Because it's a limit of 5, you can also keep fewer if there are certain things that you don't use as much. The trouble I had with 33 was I was constantly counting like, okay, is this 33 yet? Or I was like, okay, well, what's the ratio? Like, how many dresses should I have compared to shirts, compared to shorts or skirts or pants and shoes? And I got too caught up in that. And so this just made it simple for me. But once I did it the most recent time, I actually did end up having just about 33 items. So that was kind of funny. And when I originally started this, I was like, okay, let's just do for the next 5 weeks. And that was really helpful. So 5 of everything for 5 weeks. But the thing is, once you get to the 5 weeks, then you realize you're just washing all the same outfits and clothing and wearing them again. And so I kind of calculated it up and realized that if you have 14 outfits for 10 weeks, then you're only wearing them 5 times. So it's not that much repetition. And I have a very, well, I think it's more colorful at least than a lot of the like minimalist capsule wardrobes that you'll see, and they tell you to get only neutrals and plain things that can really go with everything else. And I realized that just having solid pants or skirts, like solid bottoms, is a way to make it where I can wear pattern tops or bright and colorful tops, and they'll still match pretty much everything. But there are specific outfits that I put together because I like how they go together. So I wore some of what I thought were my favorite jeans, and I really didn't like them, and I was like, why? I thought I loved these. And then I decided to try them again with a longer shirt, and I realized that I liked them better with that, so I paired those together. But I realized then, oh, I can wear this with another long shirt too, and that was just really the reason. I didn't like that it was a shorter shirt. So I do pair my outfits together a lot, but I also know I can break them up and change them as I want to. And same with cardigans. I'll hang them with the shirt or dress that I wear them with a lot and know that I love them together with, but I'm also okay with removing it and using it with a different outfit at any time, but I'll still go back and put it, like repair it with the original item that I really love it with. And that just makes getting dressed a lot easier as well. But one thing I did realize about my style is, even though I like bright colors and bold patterns on other people, I have to separate them for myself. And like, that's my preference anyway. So if I'm gonna wear a bold, bright color, I want it to be a solid print, maybe a little bit of texture, but I want it to be one color. But if I'm wearing a busy pattern, then I just want it to be more muted tones and fewer colors or something like that. So you really get to know yourself and your style once you pare it down so much for each season. But it's still fun because then after 3 months, you can change out your wardrobe because you're moving to a different season. And you still have those items in your other part of your closet or dresser. And so if you do start to feel like you're missing something, you can just grab that and start adding it to your daily wear. I actually pulled this polka dot shirt back out from my donate because it really does spark joy, especially now that I have started donating so many other things that I don't like as much. It sparks joy just to look at this, and I feel like it's pretty unique. Like, I don't see stuff like this that often, and I did enjoy wearing it when I wore it. So I think I will give it a try again. Or if there's something that's your favorite, and these are things that I have done, if there's an item that you put in your favorites and you start to wear it and you're like, oh, this is so hard to pair with other items, or I don't really like wearing it as much as I thought, then you can go ahead and get rid of it and then swap it out, add something else to replace that if you want. So for me, 5 of anything is enough. Like, I don't feel too limited, but it also doesn't feel overwhelming. So it doesn't feel like it's too much or too many options of that one thing. But when something is dirty, then I still have a different option. So I also want to encourage you to do what works for your brain, because there are so many amazing ways to declutter and different methods and everything, and they don't always work for everyone. Or sometimes a method will work for me at one season of my decluttering journey, and then at a different time it won't be as effective. So I really want to encourage you to not give up and to keep trying. If this method doesn't work, try something else. Don't just say, oh, I'm terrible at decluttering, or I can never have a simplified wardrobe. So I'm showing you a little bit of my setup for the season, but I do have another video that shows me through the process of swapping out my clothing for the season. At this point, I really like my clothing and it seems more of a waste to just get rid of it just to pare down. So I'm trying to instead not buy new clothing, but just wear pieces out. And once they start to get worn out or I'm just tired of them, then I'll donate them and pare down as I go in that way, but not replace everything unless it's something that I'm really running low on. And this is part of the Clutter Free by Christmas challenge. If you have not seen my other videos, then I would definitely recommend starting with the 30-day method video next. And it really walks you through the process of becoming clutter free in about 6 months. And we do start with clothing because that is something that it's easier to replace. It is faster to get rid of and make a big difference in your daily life. And most of it is not sentimental. So throughout the month, I am doing videos about clothing and decluttering clothing. But if you are wanting help with other categories of your home as well, then I will link to the Clutter Free by Christmas playlist so that you can follow along and go through each category methodically with us.